Welcome to Low Places. Now, Low Places didn't always start out as a bar. Believe it or not, there used to be a shed, Tough Shed. I don't know if you've ever heard of Tough Shed. Basically the Cadillac of utility sheds. That's what this used to be. Probably had it about 6 years or so before COVID, and during COVID we had to do something different. Now, to go into detail on what we did with this bar, or with this shed, did a lot. I mean, it was all studs. There was an old plywood floor. We took all that out and replaced it with hardwood. Actually, this is more like, I think it's pine. But as you can see, it's well used now. It's been a couple years, or going on 3 years, since this was finished. And yeah, put in electrical, we put in insulation, tongue and groove ceiling, fixtures. I even put this beam in to give it some, ceiling, some texture, some style, character. What else we do? Put in the reclaimed boards. But these are not real reclaimed boards, pre-stained fence boards. Got them at Home Depot. Worked out really well, far cheaper than using reclaimed wood. Built the bar. The bar top is made of butcher block. It's a big butcher block table. Again, Home Depot. I put a stain on it, finished it with a mahogany stain, and put about 5 coats clear epoxy on it, and it has held up nicely. 3 years strong, still looks pretty good. Bottle caps, same thing, epoxied the bottle caps in. I started out thinking I had enough bottle caps, but didn't have any remotely enough, so I had to order some on Amazon. A friend of mine built this table. I customized it with a custom Low Places sign. Again, put some more epoxy on there. A lot of the stuff that you see hanging around here, the signs and such, you can find all on Amazon. You know, if you're having a backyard bar, or you're putting a pub in your house, one of the really fun features that I love about this place, and a lot of the neighbors love about this place, are the photographs. As you can see, we've got some classic pictures up there. Found a vintage style Polaroid camera on Amazon. Amazon has everything. And it's a little expensive, and sometimes you got to take the picture a couple times to get it to get the right focus on. But it really gives this place character. Myself, and I've caught quite a few friends and neighbors coming in here and just sitting, looking around, remembering all the times that we've had. The original door was right here. This is where the original door to the shed was. We sealed that up and put in the French doors. So that's also on the, there's also a video of that on the channel. One of the questions that might come up is, how do we get a signal out here? Because the house is all the way over there. That's the house. I did not dig a trench to run cable out here for the signal. We've got Xfinity, so we have one of those little pods you plug in. We got a wireless signal going out, so we got a couple pods to bring the signal out here, and it seems to work pretty good. Sometimes we have a little hiccup, but most cases it works really well, and it's wireless. I didn't have to run a trench or dig a trench for it. But yeah, it's a great place. I built a custom bench. That was an afterthought, and it's really worked out well. There's there are videos on building this, building the bar, this bar, building the whole place. So if you wanted to check that out more specifically, feel free to do so. Just want to give you kind of a detailed tour. It's been a while, and it's taken shape. So let's take a look outside, show you what I've done out there. Now here's our metal gazebo. We did not get this on Amazon. Honestly, I can't remember where we got this offhand. I'll try to put a link in the description on where we found this. But there's a lot of different metal gazebos you can find. I wanted one specifically that was vented. It's like there's a vent up there because we have a fire pit. This is a solo stove. It's a Yukon. Highly recommend getting some sort of border around your fire pit because this metal gets extremely hot. People have burnt themselves, dogs have rubbed up against it, so we put a barrier on ours just to protect everybody. This has been up for, it's going on year number 2. Love it. I added on some cedar walls. Basically it's just like a cedar fence. Added those on primarily for the winter time. It really keeps the heat in here. You can really tell the difference between out here and in here when it comes to these walls kind of keeping that warmth in. Might take this down in the summer, kind of see it's just starting summertime now, but I like it a lot, so I think we might keep them up. So yeah, strung some lights through there and those all light up, and it's very comfortable. Now let me show you the new add-on right here. This is Skipper's Pit, and there's a story behind why it's called Skipper's Pit. This is my cooking area. We've got a Traeger 780 Pro, pretty new, only had a few cooks on it, love it so far. Custom built countertop. This is an 8-foot addition to the shed that I put in. It was not part of the original shed. Kept the same A-frame or the gable roof. The light fixtures, again, you can find those on Amazon. Fan is important. Gets that that smoke comes right barreling up from the Traeger. That fan catches it and blows it right out the top. Works great. Put in the Blackstone flat grill, cast iron, or it's not cast iron, the Blackstone grill. It works amazing. Absolutely. If you don't have a Blackstone grill, you really should add it to your barbecue setup. It is amazing. Now, in building this top, I thought it was important to put some metal. This is just HVAC, basically sheets of galvanized metal. I put it all the way around just as a heat barrier. Also, it's a little bit easier to clean for grease and such. But people have asked me, how do I get the grease, oil, grease trap? So let me take this off. Show you. So we got this little screen here, but you can find these on Amazon. Let's see if I can get back there and take a look. There is a, it's basically it's a grease trap that connects to a hose. See that hose right back there, and it goes down here. I put this little screen here just to keep the pets out of it, but it grabs the, or it all the grease and everything comes down this hose, and there's, if you can see that, kind of see it, but I'll put some links in the description on this video to show you what exactly I got there, and it works great. I don't have to worry about emptying out the grease, other than down below. Some of those kits have like a bucket that comes with it. This one didn't. So I use that little tinfoil tray, and it seems to work really well. I think I put a fridge in here, and we have the TV wired in. It's same thing going through into the bar. So that way we can have the game on here, or TV, or movie, or music. We play a lot of music, mostly out here. Now for the story of why it's called Skipper's Pit and not like Low Places Grill. We recently lost a dog, family member of ours, Skipper, and he's a very important part of our family and our neighborhood. So much so that we wouldn't have several of the friends and family that are friends around that we know if it weren't for Skipper, because my wife would walk him through the neighborhood, and he's this big, wonderful, friendly black Labrador, American Lab, and people were just drawn to him, and he loved people. So we lost him fairly recently to cancer, and this was still under construction but almost done, and the actual neighborhood told me I need to name it after him, and thought that would be a pretty good idea, so we named it Skipper's Pit. It kind of fit because we have the portholes. We had these installed already. I'm former Navy. I wasn't really going for the nautical theme, but it kind of just turned out that way. So Skipper's Pit, perfect name for it. Oh, and here he is right there. That's old Skipper. That's his favorite place. So anyway, here's Skipper's Pit. I've had some questions on the awning or the cover here and the deck. This is not part of the original shed, so I came up with this idea of putting a cover on. Really simple construction. I am not a contractor or a framer of any sort. I just kind of did this myself, put it together, and this is how I did it. It's not really holding any weight, so I just put screws in mostly, not too many brackets. Oh, they're just they're fence boards. These guys here are fence boards, cedar. So if it really rains, it does get wet, but they look really nice. But it does get wet down there. Keeps you out from getting the rain in from getting inside the bar, but yeah, you do get a little bit wet. And I got a wine table, just finished this one. Real simple thing to do if you've got an extra wine barrel laying around. Look on Craigslist, find someone getting rid of an old glass table. So that's what I did. They're dirt cheap. I mean, you can buy a new glass tabletop. They're a couple $100, but I picked that up for I think 70. Came up with another table and I gave it away to somebody. Here's the bar, the serving bar, in case I forgot about that. Serving bar, this is again butcher block. I found this piece of butcher block at Home Depot. It was in their shelving section, and it's birch wood, and I just took a blowtorch to it, give it kind of a scorched look. These were already pre-cut metal pieces. There's 3 of them in there, and put some LED lights. There we go. Put the LED lights up underneath. Can't really see those in the daylight, but they look pretty cool at night. One other detail on the Skipper's Pit here is this guy. This is one of the most impressive things I have in the whole place. People seem to be really impressed by this. It's a plug-in. So yeah, it's the simple things that people really like. Well, that's the tour. There might be lots of questions. feel free to ask them. That kind of concludes the tour. There are a couple things, or at least I know there's one thing we're going to work on doing here in the near future, is putting in a heater. Not going to worry about putting an air conditioning unit in here because it's going to pull up too much juice. But we found a heater that doesn't take up too much electricity, and we're going to plumb that in so that in the wintertime, because it can get cold here in the Pacific Northwest, it'll keep people nice and cozy. So, all right, well, that's pretty much the basic tour of low places. You know, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you do. Comment below if you have any questions on what I've done here. I'm happy to answer those questions. There are videos of me working on this a lot. Sorry, I don't have any videos of me building the barbecue pit, but feel free to ask me questions on that. As far as measurements, I mean, it's 8 feet by 10 feet is pretty much it. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Stay tuned. We will be doing some more videos. Got some ideas for this channel to kind of add more content regularly. Not necessarily working on bar projects, because this is pretty much done. There's not much more I can do on this, or that my wife will allow me to do. But there are some things that I'm going to be doing. So stay tuned for that, and we'll catch you next time on Low Places. Remember, drink responsibly, and if you don't want to drive to a bar, just build one in your backyard. Commute's great.